Yo, peoples! qushu92 here, and welcome back to yet another One Piece anime reaction. Episode went up just a little bit later than normal, but better late than never. Elden Ring has kept me up this time, so I'm fully ready to react. Let's get it started! Last we left off in the episode of One Piece, Luffy and his group found this gigantic robot. And Shaka was explaining that there was an advanced kingdom like Egghead 900 years ago. Would you believe it? A forbidden piece of history, a theory concerning a kingdom. Oh, Shaka's about to tell him some stuff. Sorry, eye is itching. Look at all the futuristic innovations of Egghead. It's just a theory. A man who once risked his life for archaeology shed light on a certain ancient kingdom and the manufacture of machinery, which had been discovered at a certain site, coincides with the reign of that kingdom. And this immediately catches Robin's attention. Was it built during the built during the Void Century? I bet you don't even want to think back, but 22 years ago, your birthplace Ohara was destroyed by the Navy's Buster Call. Vegapunk is very knowledgeable about Vegapunk Shaka is very knowledgeable about what happened there. That's because Ohara learned of the existence of that kingdom. The 100-year Void contains the history of the conflict between the Advanced Kingdom and the 20 Kingdoms. What an interesting representation of this knowledge. The 20 Kingdoms who won the battle later founded the world government and created the world as we know it. Woo! And in order to prevent anyone from inheriting that ancient kingdom's ideology, they erased it completely from history. And this is the Straw Hat Crew first learning of this information. Yep. Now the Straw Hat Crew, look at Sanji's face. Now the Straw Hat Crew realizes knowing this information means that they are on the kill list for the world government. And of course, Usopp behaves in the best way he knows how. Over the top. I still like how they're doing it though. Why are you slamming your head? Ooh, if Ohara was destroyed because of this theory, don't you think that means the government has admitted it to be true? Ooh, and this brings back painful memories from Robin. Scholars of Ohara continued to study the valuable materials and made a theory. With a position as high as yours, would the government tell you? And he said, no, they ain't tell me nothing. The rule still stands. Even if I'm affiliated with the government, I'll be killed if I mentioned it. Yeah, how did he find out about the kingdom? The books that Ohara acquired from all over the world must be. The will of Ohara lives on. Ooh, we're finding out so much information. Ohara, an academic island with the most advanced knowledge in the world, was destroyed overnight, leaving just one girl behind. Ohara was accused of being an evil group of scholars plotting to overthrow the world government. Look, this is personal to Robin. Several months after the incident, I visited Ohara because I knew the late Professor Clover. Wow, Vegapunk knew Clover! Yo, young Clover? We didn't even get the way he looked like this in the manga. I can't remember. At least not. No, wait, I'm wrong. I think we've seen young Clover in the manga as well. But it's nice to see all these illustrations, like animated illustrations of him. Like animations of him. He became the most famous archaeologist in the world. Eventually, scholars who were impressed by him came together at Ohara, and the island became the center of archaeology. And, of course, we have the events of Ohara. Yeah, this is the moment where Clover was bringing up the ancient kingdom itself and how it's been erased from history. The Gorosei, when they were first introduced, the name of this once prosperous kingdom that holds the key to everything is... And that's when they shot him, before the name of this kingdom could ever be revealed. And that's when the Buster Call of Ohara started, because they knew too much. See, it's a long-standing thought that the information of the Void Century and the history of the world is not just a threat to the world government because they don't want anyone to know. It's a major threat to the world government because it would undermine every single thing they've done over the years. And who's this old individual walking with a thing full of flowers? And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. All the information from Ohara was not lost. They threw it all into the lake outside. Even if ignorant soldiers found them, they wouldn't know how valuable they are. It's a victory for Ohara. And you already know just how sensitive a subject this is for Robin, but to hear that everything that both Robin and all the scholars of Ohara worked hard for was not in vain and completely destroyed, the will of Ohara still lives on, imparting these last words to her daughter, Nico Olvia. The last time Robin would ever see her mom. And now it hits home for Robin. Rest of the Straw Hat crew doesn't know the real reason why Robin's crying. So of course they think that he's being mean to her or said something to hurt her feelings, but they don't know the gravity of what this means for Robin. The books? I wanted to bring them back to Punk Hazard, but if the higher-ups heard about it, it would all be over. Actually, I ran into those guys that day. Who's those guys? Yo! Oh, I know who this is! And we're back with Luffy and company on the giant robot. And it's massive. Look how big, look how small Luffy is compared to this thing's size! Pirates docking too. All that set up just for Chopper to land on his shoulders with like, trying out all these different things just to activate the robot. Nothing's working. Calling out names. Move, robot! Go on! Robo Nosuke! Robo Maru! Big Robo! Robo Taro! Miracle Robo! Robo Ace! Victory Robo! Robo King! Nothing's working. Oh, something's happening. Something definitely happened. Help me, Quasar! Oh, I love this theme. This banjo theme, I love it. And there he is! Oh, and this person knows Bonnie. Oh, Luffy's learning how to fly with those Dom shoes. Woo! Okay, I love this animation with Luffy, Chopper, and the guy flying through the air. Bonnie called him Vegapunk. Ladies and gentlemen, man with the best brain in the world. The man with the best brain in the world, a genius scientist, Dr. Vegapunk appears! Leader of the Navy Special Science Group. Vegapunk, everybody! A scientist with an inner passion, and a young man with a fighting spirit to start a revolution. Vegapunk and Dragon's past is revealed by Shaka. A wish for the future quietly passed down from Ohara scholars. Moves the hearts of the Straw Hats from the next generation. On the next episode of One Piece, the will of Ohara, the inherited research. I'm gonna become the king of the pirates! Oh, you guys have no idea what wonderful information you're about to receive. Let me start off by saying just how wonderful an episode this was because it delved more into Robin's past. And all of us, especially if you read the manga and you kept up with the anime as well, we all know the backstory of Robin. Everything that she had to go through, especially as a child from such a young age. Losing her home, losing the people that were so close to her, living life on the run because the world government was trying to come after her because she was the last remaining surviving person from Ohara. All the things that she's gone through under the pretense that her whole home was destroyed and everything with it. With her being the only sole bit of evidence that Ohara's will lives on. But we find out in this episode that Ohara's will lives on, not just with Robin, but because the scholars managed to save a gigantic portion of their information during the Buster Call. And all of this information was apparently taken by somebody, because you see someone drudging it up with a net. I won't say who it is until the episode does as well. But now Robin can have just some closure in knowing that everything that the Ohara scholars have done was not in vain, and the world government was not thorough. Clearly, they were not thorough as they thought. They thought that it was a victory for them by just trying to wipe Ohara off the map and just raze it to the ground. But the scholars won in the end because they still saved their information for others to find. So that whole portion with it just being like, imagine going throughout your life thinking that everything that you ever aspired to be, everything you studied for, everything you worked hard to achieve as a child, becoming pretty much the youngest scholar in all of Ohara, an accomplished scholar, mind you, and then it's all taken away from you because people just don't want you to know that information. Imagine being told like 20 years later that all of that stuff still exists and people have taken that information and safeguarded it. Imagine going through your life thinking that nothing you did matters, you're better off. Just thinking that there's no way that you're ever going to be able to enjoy life again because of that one incident. And then you have someone tell you the will of Ohara lives on, not just through you, but the information is still around for people to find. Just imagine how much of a relief it is to know that all the efforts that you went through, and not only that, but your family and friends went through, is now still out there, just waiting to be discovered again. Just imagine that. Then we have Luffy and company trying to mess with the giant robot to no avail. And then we finally get the reveal of the big cheese himself. Dr. Vegapunk himself shows up. And I really did like the animation when he started teaching Luffy and Chopper how to fly around with the Dom shoes. I really love that segment of animation where they're just flying through the air for his introduction. I love that. I love that. And I'm looking forward to the next episode. What a nice episode to start March on, right? All right, it's my birthday month. One Piece, y'all better bring it. Let's go. But everyone, you guys let me know what you thought of this episode as a whole. And if I have veterans or new people who are watching for the very first time and you made it to the end, why don't just all I can say to you is, hope you all enjoyed. Can't wait to see you all in my next video. Like, comment, and subscribe, because I am always looking forward to entertaining you. So have a fantastic day. And once again, as always, later, peoples.